Brisbane Internet Business Meetup. That's what we're called. Rightio. So tonight, promoting your business with Facebook. So what I wanted to do is concentrate this particular talk on business rather than personal. Who here's got a Facebook account for a personal use? Or maybe say, who hasn't got a Facebook account for personal use? There you go. That's amazing. That blows me away. What we want to do is separate personal and business on Facebook. And I've just got a bunch of notes here that I've jotted down of what do you actually want to gain out of using Facebook for your business, because it's not the same as how you use Facebook for your personal use. So you're probably using Facebook for keeping in touch with your family, friends, looking at photos, events possibly, that sort of general sort of non-business related, I call it sort of time wasting, but you do get something out of it. You really do. I didn't think I would keep in touch with my family and friends as much as I have since I started connecting with them on Facebook. So it does actually have a benefit. In the case for business, collecting new leads and prospects, building rapport with your current clients, I think that is a big one. You can release offers and for recurring business, and that's another big one. That's what we use it for. And I find that the Facebook list that you build is a second substitute to your email list. So every business should be having an email list of their customers or clients, whether you collect it off the website or whether you actually collect it when they are making a purchase. Everyone should have an email list, but the Facebook list is the second substitute for that list. You can also leverage Facebook to enable you to build that external email address list, but that's a more advanced technique. And of course, inadvertently building your brand. So the fact that you're on Facebook, the fact that people are connecting with you on Facebook, communicating with you on Facebook, you're inadvertently building your brand. You probably aren't a Coca-Cola, or you probably aren't a Domino's, where you are just going onto Facebook to build your brand. So you need to do it inadvertently. It's just going to happen just by itself. But don't use that as an objective. So when I put this together the other night, I grabbed a number off the internet. It was 500 million users. I think it's over 600 million now. 750? Look at that. I don't know where all these people are coming from.
Facebook.
Yeah, to get onto Facebook.
The numbers are coming from Facebook.
Yeah. I know the numbers are coming from Facebook.
Some of the people are coming from
Facebook. It's just crazy. But the beautiful thing about Facebook is the targeted demographics. They have all your information on there. I'm gobsmacked at how many people still have their profiles open for people to view all their dirty laundry or anything that they want to put on there. What's interesting is that Facebook has the implied trust. Friends recommend, and it's a word of mouth type of mechanism, and that's essentially what we're going for. And it's not all kids; it's a huge, wide age range. I was quite surprised, but I'll show you a case study of a website. It's actually my wife's website for her art business, and the majority of people that she targets in her demographic are females between the ages of 40, I think it's 40 and 65 or so. You really got to know your market, and then if you know your market and you know your exact demographics, you can hone right in and target on them, and that's what's so good about Facebook, purely because they've got that information. So if you can write your questions down, I just want to scream through these slides.
Point on kids.
Yeah.
Theoretically, you can't have an account on Facebook unless you're 13 or older.
Yeah, when I say
and my youngest daughter's friends, their parents open accounts for them.
Yeah. Well, when I say kids, I actually mean, less than probably 20. So yeah, it's not all younger people. I should have said younger people. But before we get too detailed, you've got to understand, okay, what am I actually going to be doing on Facebook? So the best thing to do is jump on Facebook and have a look at who your competition is, see if they're on Facebook and see what they're doing. Not that you're going to copy them because they might be doing it wrong, but just to see who's your competition, which you should know anyway. Are they on Facebook? What are they doing on Facebook? Just park it in your brain and say, okay, that's what's good, that's what's going on. Who are they targeting? What are they targeting? Why? Who's your target market? I mean, you should know, if you're running a business, you should know who your target market is. You do need to know that information. Whether you use it on Facebook or whether you're not, you should know who your target market is. And how does that target market like to communicate? Some people like to get on the phone. Some people like to email. Some people like to SMS. Some people live on Facebook. Some people, they live on Twitter. Everyone's got their preferred method of communication. I've actually got an iPhone repair business that I run with a couple of guys, and surprisingly, the amount of people that come onto that website and call with the phone is phenomenal. And if I didn't have the 1300 number on there, I'd lose 60% of the business, purely because I put a phone number on there. But how was I ever to know that the target market likes to pick up the phone and talk to someone at the other end? You don't know. So you've got to be where they're at. So if they're on Facebook, you go on Facebook. If they're on Twitter, you go on Twitter. But you need to know where your target market sits. Once you work all this out, how are you going to engage with them? So in the case of Facebook, we need to have a strategy in place of saying, okay, if they want to communicate with Facebook, how am I going to do it? And by the end of this talk, you'll understand how that all hangs together. But what I also want to say is, if you go in with one strategy and it's not working for you, just change it. Don't be afraid, just change it. But you've got to just get started. So what I want to do is make sure that you keep your personal profile, which is your normal Facebook profile, and your business page as separate as possible. You need to have a personal profile to get a business page on Facebook. But once you set up that business page with that personal profile, you are basically, you can choose to be separated from that business page. So if someone's on the business page, they don't necessarily know what personal profile is the administrator of that page. So I actually administer a couple of businesses, and you'll see that here. Nobody knows from who's visiting that page that there's 2 or 3 administrators for that page. So the beauty part about that is that you, your staff, anyone who you see fit can administer your business page for you. I've got a little note in here. Choose brands and products and the website category. And the reason why I say that, and I'm going to bring this up in a minute, Facebook change the rules all the time. They're a private company, they can do what they want. What they've done in the past is that if you get over 10,000 people following your page, once you get over 10,000 people following your page, at the present time, if you don't have your business page in this category, brands and products in a website, they'll actually convert that into a, give it back to the public. So you'll become a public figure or a more general page. So if you have built your brand, you've built up 10,000 people that like your page, once you've hit that number, if you're not in this category, they have the ability to basically, well, they do anyway, this private company, but to date, they'll pick it up and turn it into a public profile, which means that you don't actually administer it anymore. It's not yours. They've given it back to the community because you're over 10,000, back to the community. So it's more like a public figure. It's actually, has happened to some friends of mine. I don't have a business page that has more than, I think the biggest one we've got is 1,045 or something like that. So it doesn't impact me at this point. But all of my pages are set to this because this is what they've told me to do. And they know because they've got pages that have hundreds of thousands of likes, hundreds of thousands of people follow their page, and they have spent time and money building that, only to have it ripped away from them. And Facebook may change the rules again. They may change the rules and do it anyway. It's a private company, and that is the one thing that I always stipulate, is that even if you have a Facebook page, make sure you have your own web property. And by that I mean a website, so that you control it, you own it, because in the end, this is Facebook. It's not your property, it's their property. You're just parking a little patch on Facebook, and they can take it away at any time. So that link that I've got up there, facebook.com/pagescreate.php, that's where you go when you want to create your page. I'll quickly just jump to Facebook. Now, on my Facebook account, I've actually got a couple of links up here, ads and pages. Yours may not have that, which is why I put that URL in there before. But I can actually, once you've created your page, these will probably crop up here in the side, and they'll let you administer your page, or pages, whatever you might have. So in the case of myself here, I've got a few pages that I administer within this account. I've got other accounts that I administer for other people. So I log in as them to do the administration. But these ones here, I administer these ones here. So we've got a couple of businesses there. The one at the top is actually my wife's art website there, and she's doing quite well at 1,040. So she's actually got 1,040 people that get her notifications and updates whenever she releases a new painting. So if you've got a particular business, and this is, you just need to understand, okay, what is my business? What am I actually doing on Facebook? What am I going to get out of Facebook? So in the case of that example up there, she does one piece of art a week. She takes a photo of it, puts it on Facebook. That goes out to 1,000 people now. And then if they comment or like that photo, that then goes out to all their friends, because it shows up in their feeds. And if you have been on Facebook before, you'll know that, if I just go back to the home page there, when you log into Facebook, you've got the feed with all the news items of everybody that you follow, or businesses that you might have liked. So what basically happens is that whenever, once a week, oh, there's one. Okay, here's an example here of someone has commented, one of my old school friends has commented on this one, and it's come into my feed. It was already in my feed anyway because I like that business. But there's a prime example of, she's commented on a photo that a business has put out there. This has gone to her, however many friends she's got, because it's in her feed. So you've got this tree that grows out. And so what happens is, if somebody in her circle of friends sees this, likes whatever it is, this could be a video of your business, this could be a photo, this could be a piece of content, this could be a link pointing back to a blog post or some content on your website, some mechanism to bring value to the people who are on your list, so that they get either enjoyment out of it, some sort of entertainment out of it, some sort of information out of it. They have to be able to get something out of it, such that they're able to then say, hey, I like this, or I'm going to comment on this, and I'm going to add my slant to it as well. When they do that, that hits into their friends' feed, because they've actually taken action on your piece of content. And that's the real key here, is thinking about, how can I use this in my business? If you just go and throw a page up on Facebook and do nothing with it, you may as well have not done anything at all, because it's not going anywhere. No one's going to like it. You could probably put, and you should put, a Find Us on Facebook logo on your website to drive the people that come to your website across to your Facebook page. But the way that I would drive Facebook for business is that it's a communication medium. If you don't currently email your customers, then this is a great way to inadvertently stay in contact with them. Because if they become a like on your business page, every time that you put an update through, then that will show up in their feed. So if you're having a special for the week, if you're doing something important, if something's happening in your business, you can share it with them. They might want to know, and then of course you're building that rapport back through. So on a business page, let me show you what one looks like. You've probably seen one already. May as well go here. We're here already. Now, when you're looking for these business pages, as much as looking at what your competition's doing, now that you're in Facebook, keep an eye out for the businesses that are advertising. And let's see, on the right-hand side, over here, keep an eye out for what businesses are ending up in your feed and in front of you. And if you see one there that looks interesting, click through and see what they're doing, because it's quite surprising how some of these, in this case here, this is internet marketing. This is sort of following along my sort of profile. They parse through my profile and say these are the best ads for you. Your ads are going to be different. They'll be according to your interests, but always keep an eye out on what these guys are doing, because it's quite interesting. Big mistake that I see a lot of businesses making is that this here is your biggest place for you to put your information. A lot of people might just put that top part up there, but if you're running a business, you should have your address, your phone number, clear website, what it is that you do. Use this vertical space as much as you need to. You've got 180 pixels this way, but you can do a really decent job of putting good information in here, such that when people come straight to your business page, all your pertinent information is on there. I'll show you another example. Have a look for this when you go to the other businesses. Some will do it and some won't. So here's a dentist at Barden that I help look after. Logo, address, phone number and website. Why not? You've got the space. Why have this tiny little logo up there? Put the whole lot. May as well. You've got the space. They let you put in a really a tall vertical, but you've only got a certain amount of pixels in the width. Usernames. So here's a username. Up the top, facebook.com/BardenSmiles. That's a username. Before you get your username, you have to have 25 people that like your page before Facebook will let you secure your username. You only get one shot at it, so it's ideal to have it as your business name. And if somebody has already got your business name, then I recommend that you would put your website. So it would be bardensmiles.com.au. So if you've got a business name that's similar to other businesses and they've already snagged the username, then you can just put in perhaps your actual domain name as the username. Just a little tip there. Can you just write your question down and I'll get to it at the end?
Help people, it's not a question.
Yeah, I just want to scream through. What is it, quick?
Just a couple of points on the photo. If you see in the feed, the photo gets chopped into a little square. So when you put up a photo, make sure it looks good there too. And the other thing is, I think the top height is 540. You can't
The
go
top vertical
higher.
height? Yeah.
It rejects it, and you don't actually get to see an error message.
You shouldn't be going past, say, 300, I'd say. That one there's probably 200 or so, maybe 300. I'd say you probably wouldn't need to go past 400 for most of the stuff. Yeah, because it's pushing everything down. But yeah, there are limits. Right. Maintaining your page. So once you've got a page set up, very easy to do. You follow the prompts. It's all form-based. Go to that URL that I had up on the screen before, pages.php, and basically go through and fill out as much information as possible. Make sure that you have this image made for you before you start the process, because you need to upload that. You can do it later, of course, but you may as well get someone to make it. It's 180 pixels wide, and you can get someone to make it for you if you can't do it yourself. Probably only cost you $5 on Fiverr.com if you don't have anyone who could do that. Does everyone know what Fiverr is? No? Fiverr. and I'll bring it up. Okay. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. So what this is, just a quick sidetrack here. If you want to get something done quickly, Fiverr, fiverr.com. They'll do anything for you for $5. So I'll let you go and investigate that. But if you want a small little out task done, just go there. So if you want an image done, just go there. Don't worry about going to the trouble of all the other sites like Odesk or vWorker. Just go to Fiverr and get a small job done. Okay, so maintaining your page. So assuming that you've got your page set up, how are you going to maintain it? Well, I always recommend to people that you post interesting content. We've already spoken about that. Videos, audios and pictures, photos, obviously go further on Facebook than just text. So if you've got a picture, it will get more precedence and prominence in other people's feeds than just a straight text. So if you put out a status update and say, hey, we're having a barbecue or we're going to have specials or whatever, if it's just text, it's going to end up in people's feeds and it's just going to drift down relatively quickly. If you put an image with that, it doesn't really matter what it is. I mean, obviously it should be engaging, but if you put an image with that, Facebook will actually show it and it will keep in the feed longer. Video as well and audio as well. They'll just hang in the feeds longer because there's more, I guess it's more engagement with the people who have liked your page. So in the case of this one here, I've got the business owner to put in all their testimonials that they got written in their book at the dentist. So there's plenty of different ways of using Facebook. And in this case here, they've got different objects in their menu items here, and I'll get onto that in a minute. But the good thing is what happened in Facebook relatively recently that helps business owners immensely is that in the past, if somebody was to comment on your post or write on your wall or interact with your business page, you had no idea as a business owner that they had done so until you actually went and looked. But now they've got notifications. So now they'll send you emails and you can choose what you can get sent to you via email. I choose send me everything. So if somebody likes something, if someone comments on something, if someone writes on the wall, on the business wall, that all gets emailed to you. So you're a busy business owner, you're not really interested in doing it. If you don't have staff that you can farm this out to, then you want to be kept informed of what people are actually writing about you on your own wall, on your own business page. If you've put a piece of content up there and someone's put in a really nasty, very negative comment, you want to be able to have the opportunity to go in, remove it, ban that person, or do any sort of, I wouldn't call it damage control, but it's reputation management, basically. Because someone might have something negative to say, but it might be valid. So then you've then got the right of reply, or you can choose to do what you want to do with it. In the past, you weren't really able to do a lot of that sort of stuff. So now it's great. Facebook have recognised that businesses want to use their platform and they are adjusting for it accordingly by giving the businesses more control. One downside is that, and they may address this or they may not, is that people can still post content on a business's page. This has always sat very negatively with me. I believe as a business, you should be the only one who has the right to put something on your page. People can comment on it, but they shouldn't have the right to create content on your page. So if they've created content on your page, whether it be in a good way or a bad way, it's up to you whether you keep it up there or not. Invariably, it's usually bad, so you have the opportunity of going and removing that content off your page. Personally, I think it should never have gone on there in the first place because it's your page, but this is Facebook we're talking about here. They can do what they want. the ability to administer your page can be shared with your staff. And so that's basically what I'm doing here. I'm not the business owner, but I have full administrative privileges of this page because they pay me to look after this for them. So I'm effectively their staff for that purpose. Let's have a look. Always respond to feedback. So if you've got yourself, let's have a look. Oh, here's an example right in front of us. So she's put up some of her testimonials. Someone said something nice about one of the testimonials, and she said, that's great. So then there's that communication feedback through there. Another example. Pardon me, I'm just getting over a cold. Right, okay. Here I've got people asking me questions. And this is going against what I just said, where someone is able to write on my wall. So they're asking me questions on my wall. Hey, how much for a Generation 2 lock button? Right, boom, communication. I've actually got business from Facebook after a 5 or 6 comment conversation on the wall. People want to be on Facebook. They want to communicate on Facebook, so that's where you communicate with them. They don't want to get on the phone. They don't want to email. They want to put a comment on the Facebook. I don't care. I'm here, so yeah, if you want to contact me. So this person left a comment. I got an email. I came in and then replied. I just happened to be sitting at the computer at that time, and I actually happened to be on the Facebook page at that time. So 2 minutes later I was able to reply. But there's been times where it's been a few hours and then I'll put a comment on and they'll reply in about 5 seconds because they've been sitting on Facebook all day. If that's where they are, that's where they are. You know, who am I to say what's good or bad about it? So we've already said photos and videos carry more weight. So we've already established that viewers can like and comment. Now, the aim of your content is to get people to like and comment, because if they're liking and commenting, then it's going to their friends. If they're not liking and not commenting, your content stops with them. So you put it out there, it hits their feed. If they don't touch it by liking it or commenting it, it stops right then and there. If they like it or comment it, that'll go out to all their friends to see. And then, of course, if your friends like it, they may click the link that takes them through to here. And then if you've got a decent call to action, which we haven't spoken about yet, but a decent call to action on your Facebook page, they will probably then like your Facebook page. And so the snowball begins. So what we've got here, that's one of my pet peeves, phones. That's why I have an iPhone repair business. Need to always fix them. What were we talking about?
Call to action.
Call to action, thank you. Those phones distract me. Okay, so what I've got here. Now, because I'm already a member of my own page, I actually have a separated call to action. This is our discount voucher in here, and I'll just show you what it looks like. Now I'm viewing this as a fan, so this is called fan gating. This is a more advanced technique, but one that you do need to have. And I always set up a page where if anyone comes to that page, they don't necessarily go to the wall with all your normal information. They get driven to a particular landing page. On that landing page there, I'll show you what this is what it looks like once they've become a fan. So they get my discount voucher once they've become a fan. This is what it looks like if they're not a fan. Because I'm an admin, I get to see these things up here. So if they're not a fan, they come to the page, this is what they see. I'll just scroll up a little bit. Normally, there's a big fat like button right up the top, up there, where the arrow is pointing to. So they get driven to a landing page. The landing page has a call to action to say, hey, like our page and we'll give you something. It's up to you to decide what that might be. It can be anything you want. We'll give you something. We'll give you 5 minutes of this. We'll give you a voucher. We'll give you something. They like the page. They instantly get added to the like count, and then they get shown the page as a fan. They get rewarded for becoming a fan of your page. So it's the same as an email opt-in. I'm sure you've all seen email opt-ins on other people's websites. Give us your name and email address and we'll give you this. I still see today a lot of people, give me your name and email address and we'll give you nothing. And it really just doesn't work. So, you want to give people something for the privilege of being able to market to them, even if they don't know that you're actually marketing to them. So it's all being, it's not shady, it's not anything. I've given someone a legitimate voucher. There's nothing wrong with it, and people redeem them. So, yeah, if it works, it works. What else can we do here? Yep, we've spoken about the content spreading to their friends when they interact with you. You've got the ability to do coupons, polls, events and reviews. And what I've been on my wife about to try and do is to poll her 1,000 people that she's got. Put out a poll, ask them a question, do something with the 1,000 people. So she's just more than happy to put the paintings out and sell them. I said, but you've got 1,000 people, ask them a question and they will give you an answer. They will give you an answer. So yeah, so she'll put out a painting and she'll get 30 or 40 people that like it and X amount of comments, and then someone will buy it. Well, that's great, but how about you do a little bit of market research as well? You've got 1,000 people sitting there, all in Australia, with different age demographic, all female, all between the ages, so there's mums in there, there's grandmas in there. It's a very heavy grandma. I think it's about 70% of grandmas, wanting to buy stuff for the grandkids, and that's what it is. So, but that's all right. That's not my business. So what I've said here is you need a strong initial like call to action. We've discussed that one. Fan gating mechanism. Now the one that I like and I use and I recommend is called the Reveal tab. You just need to search for that in the apps. So it's a Facebook app. It's a similar sort of thing to an iPhone app. Facebook has their own applications that do different things, and developers have written these applications to do different things. This application here actually does this fan gating. So, show somebody something if they're not a fan. When they become a fan, show them something else. I happen to have put this content in here. So this is just HTML web content here. Once again, if you don't know how to do this, give someone a few dollars and they'll do it for you. There's probably people on Fiverr who'd even set up Facebook pages, but don't quote me on that because I haven't looked. If you can't find anyone on Fiverr to do it for you, just go to Odesk. Odesk.com. So offers and competition. So usually what I like to do is to get people started. So as a business getting started on Facebook is that you have a competition. So obviously you want to get a large influx of people quickly to get the ball rolling and get the social proof going. So offer a competition, and so over here instead of calling it a discount voucher it would be competition, and then up here you'd have right to enter this competition, like our page and give us 3 of your favourite whatevers. You set the competition rules up and you set the prize up. So for the dentist, I think we had a teeth whitening special. As a Malaysia Holidays guy that I look after there, he gave away a holiday at Malaysia. I didn't do one for this because I had the discount voucher and that seemed to work. But if you've got an existing following of people in your business and you can have a little competition to pull them away from where they're currently at. So if you've got an email list or you're meeting them at your front door and you say, hey look, can you like us on Facebook? And we've got this competition going at the moment. You might have some sort of poster or something in your business. I don't know what business you have or if it's online or offline, but either way, driving people to the page is important because you want to build up your like count. So at the moment, I've got 82. Obviously, I'd love to have more. And in my any emails that I send out and anyone that comes into the shop, it's, hey, have you liked us on Facebook? And that's how that's built up to 82 in just a few weeks, just by emails. That's it. And so it does work. It does work. And connecting with them on Facebook is just where they're at. Let's go across. What have we got? Build external email lists from within Facebook. This is quite advanced, but it's basically an email capture, which is name and email address, as I said before, but I would embed it in here. So instead of, because this, you can have any HTML that you want in these special tabs, they're called, on the side. And I would put name, email address, and for this I'm going to give you 10 hours of video on how to use your iPhone properly or something like that. That would be a call to action that people would put, whatever I work out the market wants, I would give it to them for free in lieu of getting a name and email address. And that's basically lifting those 82 people who normally would not give me their name and email address, lifting them off Facebook, because I don't own these people. Facebook owns these people. Until I get them off Facebook, they're Facebook, they're not mine. I mean, I've got them now, but if Facebook take my page or something crazy happens, if that was 8,200 and something happened, I'd lose them all. But if I was able to lift 10% or 20% or 30% of them off onto an email list, then they're mine. No one can take them away from me. And don't let anyone tell you that email is dead, because I know for a fact that everyone still checks their email. I'm sure of it.
I assume everybody's aware with what has happened with Facebook and Google Plus, and that's a classic example of why you should get them on if they're onto email.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just repeat that for the recording. Google Plus, the question was Google Plus and how it's affecting things. There's always something. There's always something. So the only way to protect yourself is if you actually own it. Own a website. Own your email list. They are yours. No one can take them away from you. Let's keep going. Link your main website from the wall post. Yep. So over here, let me just go back to my wall here, because there's probably an example in here. So if I put content on my website, so I've done a blog post. Let's have a look. All right, here's one. So I've done a blog post, how to extend your iPhone, iPod, iPad battery life. So I put that content on Facebook and I link it up, which sends people from Facebook back to my website. So they can find me in the information area of my page, but I want to make sure that I get right in their face, and that when they're reading whatever it is that I've put out, bang, straight over to the website. Likewise, if they're on the website, you want to feed them back into here to join here. So it's a reciprocal sort of link arrangement. The reason why these are crossed out is because I have a plugin in my Firefox browser that tells me that that's a no-follow link. But don't worry about that if you don't know what that is. The fact is that I'm just driving traffic from my Facebook page back to my website. That just says that Google is not, or Google or search engines are not meant to follow that link and index that link as a backlink to your site. You don't need to worry about that. So we already spoke about that, pushing website visitors to Facebook and vice versa. Integration on your website. So if I just go across to the website now, You've probably been on people's websites where there's a little Facebook like button. So there'll be a piece of content or website and it's got a little Facebook button. So over here I've got find us on Facebook, so that's that link back that I was speaking about. But what I'm talking about is this sort of thing down here. You might have seen it on some people's websites where, oh yeah, I like that. I like that piece of content, or I'm going to share that on Facebook, or I'm going to retweet that on Twitter. So that's the sort of website integration that I'm talking about, where if you've got a piece of content, and this is a static page, so but if it's a blog post and it's a really good blog post that people want to comment on and they like it and it's very, very good, putting this sort of in their face link back to Facebook, what that does is when people click that in their feed, it comes up in their feed to say, oh, you know, John Smith likes this page, and the link to that page gets put into their feed, and they don't even have to do anything. They don't have to copy and paste the URL or say, oh, I like this page. Click it once, goes into their feed, and all their friends see it straight away. So it's that sort of making it easy to get your content seen via other people's feeds in Facebook. Now I have actually no idea who the two people were that liked that page, but I thank them for it anyway, and it wasn't me. Advertise your Facebook page on all the appropriate media. So that's, as I said, you know, in the shop, on the phone. I just heard a story the other day. It was Ed Dale. I don't know if you know Ed Dale. He's an internet marketer here in Australia. He said he had a it was a washing machine delivered. As the delivery guys had hooked it all up and took the old one away, they said, hey, don't forget to like us on Facebook. Delivery drivers, I don't know, that's pretty good. He said, no worries, boom, boom, boom. And he's got a gazillion people that follow him, and he's in there going, yeah, yeah, yeah. And of course, huge brand awareness for that. They delivered it to the right guy, that's for sure. We spoke about like and comments on the website. Like us on Facebook, find us on Facebook, we spoke about that. I really don't recommend this last point here, but there are tools out there that automate the content that you put on your website or the content that you put on Twitter can automatically be put across to Facebook. While all that's well and good, I like to be a little bit more hands-on. So in the beginning, I recommend that you do it manually. So if you put some content on your website, go across to Facebook, put the link in, and put, hey, I just put a new blog post on the website, come and check it out. Bang, done. Don't try and automate everything to begin with. If it's all going swimmingly for you, then you can maybe throw some automation in later. So the blog post goes up, link goes across to Facebook, everyone knows what's going on. You put something on Twitter, goes across to Facebook. You know, I see it all the time. I don't recommend it when you're first starting. Just get moving with it and see how it goes for you. If it goes well, then you can start adding in some automation. Just wanted to let you know there are tools out there that can help you do automation for it. We're probably not going to have time to talk about Facebook advertising, but I'll just quickly run through it. It's a huge, it's a day talk in and of itself. Demographic segmentation, as we spoke about before. You've got to basically be careful because like AdWords, and I don't know if any of you are familiar with Google AdWords, that's the ads that you see on the right hand side and the first three across when you do a search. AdWords, if you don't know what you're doing, it's pretty easy to waste money. Same with Facebook advertising. It's just the same old story. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to get yourself into trouble. But I always recommend that start small. So don't set a $500 a day budget. set $5 a day budget. And if you blow your $5 in 2 seconds, then you know you're not doing it right or something's not right. And then you know, just be aware that you can put limits on yourself, and you should put small limits to begin with. And as you get more comfortable with the system, then you can increase those limits. So $5 a day is a bit of an exaggeration, but if you feel comfortable at that, then just put $5 a day in and just dip your toe in the water and place an ad and see how it goes for you.
Is it pay by click or pay per shot?
The question was, is it a pay per click or a pay per 1,000 model? Cost per 1,000 model? They've got both. Yeah. So I always recommend targeting your ads as tight as possible using the demographic segmentation. So in the case of my wife's business, it's females, you know, grandma, sort of 45 to 65 age group, possibly married, you know, likes men. I don't know, whatever. You can nail it right down. The other thing with Facebook is that advertising directly to someone is not ideally what people like on Facebook, because they're there to be entertained. It's a different psyche. They're not actually looking for stuff. Whereas on Google, when they've typed in, you know, concrete Brisbane or whatever, they're actually looking for someone who can help them with their concrete in Brisbane. So they're happy to see ads down the side because they've paid to be in front of them. The interruption marketing that's happening wherever the here they go down here, Facebook conspiracy, fine line timbers. I'm not looking for timbers. I'm never going to click that. So, you know, you've got to take it with a bit of a grain of salt. None of these here are appealing. This is a little trick up the top there, where there's a little red border around the image, big red arrow pointing at Frank Kern. I don't know if you know Frank Kern, internet marketer from the States, but that's a sort of classic little picture trick. To put your picture with a little red frame. The red's not coming out here, but it is red. You know, a bit of an arrow on it, that sort of thing, just to draw people over, because it's interruption marketing. They're not looking for it, so they've got to specifically go across to it. The other thing with Facebook is and I've got a good friend who runs a Facebook course, and he's over in the States at the moment, and he actually used to come to this group, and he's going gangbusters at the moment with his Facebook course. And the way that he tackles Facebook is to go after different market segments. So, for example, if you've got a wedding photography business, then you would create a page about weddings, and you would drive people to like that weddings page. So you're not building a page about, you've got your Facebook page for your business, but you're building a page where people have an interest in that marketplace, because the idea there is that you're going to be able to pay for advertising a lot cheaper. You're going to be able to build up a following around an actual market, and then from there you can then promote your business that way. So it's not a direct promotion, it's a side promotion where you're building up a marketplace, and then you're able to promote photography, flowers, and all the other things that go along with it. So when you look at Facebook, you've got to you know, you're using your business page as a tool, but you may not be able to directly advertise your business page. That's the sort of point I'm getting across to you here, because you're probably going to find it's very expensive to get in front of the people that you want to get in front of to directly promote your business, which they may not be interested in. So you're looking at trying to make pages on Facebook that people are interested in, because then you're able to target them using the demographics, but you're able to build up a bigger following. So he's got a page for Jersey Shore. the TV show. I've never actually watched it, but it's, I think, pretty popular. And he's got over 100,000 people that like that page. So, and it cost him next to nothing. I think it was 1 cent for each time someone clicked on the ad, because people had a direct affinity for that. So, you know, he put up an ad there for, do you like Jersey Shore? Yeah, I like Jersey Shore. Become a member of that page. That's a really great thing. And then he promotes Jersey Shore related products through that page. And it's out there. Thought I'd mention that. Don't know if you like me mentioning that, but anyway.
What's his name, Aaron?
Well, he actually goes under a pseudonym. His name is Nick, but he's Mr. FBX. So there you go. Just look up Mr. FBX. You'll find him. He's on Facebook. He lives on Facebook now. He doesn't do anything. He used to be a internet marketer with lots of information products. It's all Facebook now. So that's what might not be able to advertise directly. Niche in a specific similar market. So hopefully I explained that appropriately. Here's how you can get in contact with me if you want to. Name, phone number and email address, website up there.
So many FBX.
Yeah, Mr. FBX, show me that one.
Yeah.
Official.
Official. Okay.
Mr. FBX Official, yeah. So if you go and like his page, he puts a lot of good stuff on his page, on his Facebook page, and you may be able to glean some tips on building that sort of a
If I
more
like
like the page.
Everybody on my friend page. So
That's right. So if you don't want your friends to see that you've liked Mr. FBX Official, don't like the page. Yeah.
it was from the meetup, something that I clicked, like over 50 some group or something. And let's go to everybody.
Yeah, you got to be careful what you like. Yeah, yeah. So what we'll do is let's take some questions. I'll repeat the questions for the recording, and then we'll go from there.
Firstly, Aaron, thanks very much for that. That was great.
That's right, no worries.
Presentation. I have a quick question about polls. I was just concerned about, you said your wife's got 1,040 and you said get her out there to poll. I was just concerned, or are you guys concerned that an annoyance, generally, if you send too many polls to the people who have liked you, they'll unlike you?
Good.
Is that a concern at all?
Question is, can you communicate too much and annoy them? Yes. My take on that is very, very simple. If they want to unlike, see ya. Yeah, same as an email list. People leave my email address every day. Email list every day. Good. Don't want to know you. If you don't want my stuff, see ya. Don't want to know you. You can communicate too often, but if they're liking what you put out, it is never too often. If you're putting out crap, that's your own fault. So if you hit them with a poll that is right up their alley, you say, look, I need your help. This is what I want to know. If anyone leaves your list from that, see ya. They were never going to buy anything from you anyway, or they were never what you wanted anyway. Just let them go. Yeah, that's exactly what I say. My wife asks the same question all the time. Every time she does an update, 2 people hop off the list. She's always upset about it. 2 people. Yeah, it's 2 people. Let them go. They were never. They're not for you. If they don't want the good stuff that you're putting out, let them go.
It's almost like cleaning up your database.
Yeah, self-cleansing. Yeah.
People test the
Okay.
experiment.
The question is very similar to that. Like, if you want to like someone but you don't want to get their feeds, can you still like them but not receive their
Yes.
feeds on your page?
Yes.
How
Yes.
do you do that?
Yeah, that's in your Facebook settings.
Yep.
You can toggle what you see and what you don't see.
From each particular person.
I believe so.
In the stream, you can look at one of their updates,
Yeah.
and there's options in the corner. You can hide all of their updates or just
Yeah.
this one.
So I'll repeat. Good response. The question was, how do you filter your feeds with information that you don't necessarily want to keep updated with? And the answer was, What was your name, sorry?
Gal. Gal.
Gal. Gal was happy enough to give the answer, and it was, if you notice something in the feed, you can simply click on that object and say hide whatever you want from that feed, either that one or all of them in the future. Yeah, great. Any other questions?
Back to the advertising thing. Which one do you recommend? Pay-per-click or pay-per-thousand module?
Okay, question is advertising, pay-per-click or pay-per-thousand. That's up to you because it depends on the market, the demographic you're going after. If you're going after, say, women between the ages of 25 and 40, that's a huge market, and you're going to pay through the nose for those impressions. So for you to show up on the right hand side over here for that demographic, you will be paying maybe $2, maybe $3 per click, or maybe $5 per thousand. It's quite expensive because these things here, they don't just display on the right hand side, they display when people are looking at photos, they display all over the site. So you can rack up, so if you chose cost per thousand, you can rack up thousands of impressions before you know where you are. So if you're, obviously you need to, it's the same as AdWords where they have an auction process for the bidding. The more you pay, the more likely it is you're going to get shown. The more, obviously if you don't get shown, you're not going to get clicks. So the objective is to get shown, and you've got to find that balance.
The other question, a follow-up question to that, can you have multiple ads for the one page?
Yes. Question is multiple ads for the one page. How about I show you some ads? Let's go back. So I'll go into my ad area. Now Facebook's done quite a lot in the last year on businesses, and they, because of course they're raking in a huge amount of money in doing so it's in their best interest to set it up, to make it easy for people to buy ads, make it easy for people to make ads, and make it easy for people to get information out of the ad system. When I first started, it wasn't as easy. So as you can see here, I've got some budgets that I set up, $5 a day. I worked out that I could budget at $5 a day and still make money out of Facebook. You can pick your own budget. So let's have a look. Right here, this is an old one. So I started this campaign in 2007. That is old. That is old. Anyway, I haven't used this, I haven't advertised on this campaign for a long, long time. But as you can see here, I've got 4 ads, and they're all driving to different things.
Running at the same time?
Yeah. Yeah. So they've got a lot of demographic type stuff in here. Let's just go back. Field another question while I'm bringing this up. Anyone else had another question? Up the back?
Excuse me. How did you get the initial 25 likes for your page?
Good question. Okay, question was, how did I get the initial 25 likes? Word of mouth for some, advertising for others, or ask your friends and family. So if you've got 60 to 100 friends, the best thing to do is just ask the close ones. Hey, just set up this page, come and like the page. Simple as that. You may not get 25, I don't know, it depends how good your friend base is. But ask around, tell people, hey, I've just got a Facebook page, I need 25. Don't be afraid to ask. And if you've got a business, the easiest thing to do is just either stick it on the website and you'll get 25 pretty quickly, or let your customers know somehow, whatever mechanism that might be. Whether, like the guys who delivered the washing machine, hey, don't forget to like us on Facebook as they're walking out the door. That's it.
A market exposure or show days and things like that, if you've got that type of business, it's a good way to connect to.
Mm.
Just capturing people when they come into your stand or stall.
Yep, yep, yep. There's lots of opportunities, yeah.
Limited offer, only 25 available.
On that previous question, Aaron, you say about like registering that name for yourself. Does Facebook approach you, or do you have to approach them?
No, you get to set that up for yourself. I'll show you an example of that. For the Malaysia Holidays business that I look after, somebody already had the username Malaysia Holidays, which is not uncommon to happen, but the way we got around that was just to create the domain name as the username. But when you administer your page, you get to choose the username. So if I just go across, I'll just show you this because I didn't get to show it to you in the presentation. So if I go to my page, over here in the top right, I can edit my page. You can see the admins. I'm the admin. But if there were other people, staff or other people, then you would see their photos up there as well. And that's the beautiful part about this, is that you can actually build up a Facebook page and be able to on-sell it to someone, because you can put them in as an admin and you can step out. So you're basically building up an asset, even though it's not officially yours, it's still Facebook's, but you're controlling it. So if you were to build up like what my friend did with the Jersey Shore, where he's got over 100,000 people who follow everything he says on that page, that's an asset. And if he wanted to, he could sell that very easily. And he would just simply add them in as an administrator and they would take him out. And then he's effectively sold it. So here's where I'm administering my page. And I've got the default landing tab is set to my discount voucher in there. And my...
Facebook.com/username. /username. Facebook.com/username. Choose.
Yeah. The question was, you can go to facebook.com/username, but there's also a section in here as well. You've got to have your 25 likes, otherwise you can't do it. So, but this is how you administer your page. It's got everything in here. You can do your settings, basic information, profile picture up here, manage your admins, put the apps in, and that's one of those. That's a Reveal tab app that I was talking about before. You can click apps. You can go and search for the Reveal tab, and you'll be able to load that in. Anything that you don't know how to do, just ask, send me an email if you like, or go and find somebody who can help you to do it. Here's the basic information here. Here's the category I was talking about before, brands and products website. Put in as much information as you can. It's the same as Google Places. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Put in as much information as you wish in here, the more the merrier. And that'll build up your page. So here's the username field. I've already claimed mine. You only get one shot at it. So once it's claimed, that's it. So mine's iPhone Repair Doctor. So it's used first in, best dressed with that. Another question?
Aaron, I wasn't quite clear on, you said go to brands and products opposed to, say, companies.
Yeah.
Because if you get to 10,000, they won't take it off if you're a brands and products, but they will if you're in something else, or?
Okay, so here's a list of categories that you can pick from. Local businesses and places. Facebook have a places section similar to what Google does for Google Places, where they have a map and different businesses on that map. So Facebook may deem your or may already have scraped in your, if you've got a bricks and mortar business and you've got a presence on the internet, then there's a good chance that Facebook may have scraped in the data for that and created a pseudo page for your business already. And then you can, of course, have a look at that page, and I believe you can claim it. I've never actually done that. So I'm not able to answer that 100%. But this category area in here, and then the subcategory is where I was talking about before, where if you're not this, if you're anything but this,
Brands and products.
anything but brands and products and a website,
Okay.
then Facebook have, or Facebook's rules are, if you have over 10,000 followers, then they will convert the page into a public community-based page. Now, community-based pages, and I think it's not listed here. Not listed here. They may have taken that off. A community-based page, you can't control a community-based page. So you, as the administrator, who've either spent X amount of dollars building up 10,000 followers or time, whatever might be the case, they can basically take it off you, return it back to the community as a community public figure style page, and you lose control over it. So they take you off as an admin and it's not your page anymore. So that may change, that may apply to this, but apparently that's not the case. This is the safest way to go about doing it from the people who've got over 10,000, a lot more than 10,000 on their pages. This is what they recommend. Any other questions? Yes?
How do you put a link on your personal page to your business website? I've seen people do that kind of thing. Can you do that?
Yeah, well, the way how you do that is you just basically share a link to it. So you're on your personal one and you just say, oh, I'm logged in as, let's just go over here for a second, I'll just show you. So just go back to the page. The beauty part about Facebook now is that the business page is an entity in and of itself, almost like a trust where it can operate and has its own entity. So over here you can see use Facebook as iPhone Repair Doctor. So at the moment I'm using Facebook as me. But if I click that, I can use Facebook as the business, iPhone Repair Doctor. So essentially what you're asking is you would be logged in as you personally, and you would just share a link as you normally would on your normal profile, and you'd just link to it. Link to your page up there. Yeah, you can do that if you want. It really doesn't make any difference. Yeah. Any other questions?
You mentioned offering incentives to like with your discount voucher competitions.
Yep.
Does Facebook have any special rules about
Yeah. The question is, does Facebook have any rules or guidelines as to what they'll accept as competitions or any of that sort of stuff? They do, and I recommend that you go. I'll throw a link up actually in the on the site, on the Meetup site, because I think it's good that everyone reads the terms and conditions that goes along with. It's a private enterprise, Facebook. They have whatever rules they want to have, and you should at least read their terms and conditions. So I think it's best you just go and read those, I think, and that can answer your question on that one. But yes, they do have limits. Yeah. Yes.
What's the point of a fan page? Would you use a fan page to try and...
Okay, question is, what's the point of a fan page? This is a fan page.
Yeah, okay.
Facebook have started to get away from the term fan. That was quite a while ago. I think they're still living it down. But now it's just that you like the page. You like the page. Unfortunately, that fan term is just not going away. But essentially they are fans of the page. But they're just, I like to call them members of the page. That's really all they are. Yeah.
subscribers?
Sort of subscribers, yeah. Just subscribers, yeah. Members, it's a bit more chummy. Yeah. Any other questions? No? Great. So hopefully I was able to give you something to go away with and have a play with. If I go across to last thing, pages create. Pardon me. I think that's the link. I didn't get to show you that page before, but that's the page that you go to create your page. I don't know why it's not coming up. There it is. So here's where you choose what it is you've got. So see down the bottom there, cause or community. Please don't pick that one. Brand or product, click that one. And then off you go. Website down here. There you go.
Can you change those? Like once you've built up one, could you now go to company?
Look. I think it was 100. If you had more than 100 likes, you couldn't change it.
Okay.
So you've got up to 100 to. Now that may have changed. To change your mind. Depends on, if you chose local business and then you wanted to switch it. I've had that happen where I've chosen local, or someone's chosen a local business, I've gone in to clean up and fix it up, and it won't let me because it's too late. That's it. But for those businesses, they'll never reach 10,000. It's just never going to happen. So, That's where you go to create your page.
You can't delete it, can you, and then the page and then start all over again?
Yes, you can. You can delete your page. If you've taken the username, then it's gone. So if you delete it, I don't think that username goes back into the pool again. I think that's just gone. I'm not sure on that, to tell you the truth. So I don't know if it's like a domain name where if the domain name expires and you lose control over it, John Smith's going to grab it off the next cab off the rank. So I'm not sure about that. Yeah, but because I've never actually deleted a page, so I don't know. Any other questions? Sorry?
Can you get a page back? I didn't accidentally. I deactivated my Facebook and I lost a few of my pages.
No idea. Never done that either. So the question was, can you restore a deactivated Facebook page associated with a profile? I have no idea. Yeah. All right. Well, what we might do now is that's the main part of the evening. If you just wanted to break up, for those that wanted to go, you can go. If you want to hang around, have a chat. We'll just mingle. Does anyone have any internet marketing or business questions in general that they want to ask? Because if I don't know the answer, I know there's a couple of people in the room that have other expertise other than what I already know, so they may be able to help. Does anyone have any other general questions?